Yo, what's up guys and welcome, it's InfernoKun back with The Walking Dead, the final season. We're talking about gameplay because we got a bunch of gameplay over at E3 2018 from Telltale. And of course, Telltale is an interactive storytelling studio in the form of episodic episodes, and of course, you know, their whole point-and-click adventure style gameplay, and they have a set formula, okay? It's pretty simple. You know, you have your scene-based camera that, you know, you can go ahead and sometimes, if you're lucky, go ahead and, you know, might have a little bit of exploration, but for the most part, it's been very dwindling down in terms of just the whole gameplay aspect and moving more towards a fast-paced game, which, you know, good on some parts, bad on some parts. I think that is bad, but for the most part, there are a couple changes coming with The Walking Dead the final season because Telltale's formula has been getting a bit samey and could have attributed to their whole decline in terms of a company. So innovation is the next step to greatness, and changes can bring something new to a developer and franchise that pretty much is nothing but great. So what are these changes coming with The Walking Dead the final season? We got a bunch of information regarding those changes in terms of just, you know, gameplay and devs talking about it. Some pretty awesome stuff coming up. So the first change we have is, of course, the orbital over-the-shoulder camera. Okay, so for the most part, Telltale decided that, hey, this whole scene-based camera where it's almost kind of fixed and kind of moving as you go through the scene has been getting a bit, you know, too old for us. Okay, it's a nice camera, but for the most part, there has to be some information to go ahead and account for better exploration. So exploration will be a big part of the final season because it is an interactive experience, and of course exploring is a part of interaction, so it has to be a big thing to go ahead and change. And they brought us, of course, with the over-the-shoulder camera. Definitely a lot better, gives you a lot more, you know, insight onto your environment and go ahead and see what you want to see, because sometimes you can't really see what you want to see because the camera's kind of fixed. So this is a lot better for the most part. It's a lot better to go ahead and look at things that you want to see, and overall provides a better, you know, exploration and experience here. So it's very much like Life is Strange for the most part. You know, you can see that kind of similar, like Detroit Become Human, all that kind of stuff. Very awesome camera to go ahead and have for these types of games. So no more, I guess, no more scene-based camera where the camera kind of scrolls along your environment or it's kind of fixed depending on what room you're in. That probably won't be back for the most part, but hey, I mean, good riddance, I guess. But of course, dialing back to The Wolf Among Us Season 2, they went ahead and delayed it for the most part, but the point from that is they wanted to go ahead and take extra time to focus on quality and also experiment and iterate in order to craft something truly special. And I'm wondering if they had the same philosophy with, you know, the final season, because obviously Telltale needs some kind of innovation and iteration in their games to make it, you know, appeal to more people and show some signs of change, because change can be great for a series and it needs to happen. Okay, The Walking Dead has to have some big changes, and for the most part it pretty much is. Let's go ahead and move on to the next little thing we have in terms of changes. You know, according to what they said a while ago, there will be more puzzles in terms of, you know, things to go ahead and, I guess, delay your time and have you solve some problems, because The Walking Dead, it's all about solving problems. How do you open this door? How do you get across this place, this, like, you know, river or something? How can we make it so you interact with the environment and figure out where to go? Because I want to experience, you know, getting through something because I figured it out. You know, that happens a lot in Detroit Become Human. Pretty advanced, but, you know, for the most part, I actually enjoy puzzles, figuring out, you know, where to go in The Walking Dead, how to get out of this sticky situation. That is what The Walking Dead is about, and having more of these puzzles and more of these, you know, events tied to basically your survival could be a good way to, you know, increase time of playing also, but also kind of immerse you into the environment and be like, okay, since this, you know, door won't open, maybe I can have AJ climb to this vent and open it up. That'd be a pretty cool thing to do. So that's what I think about puzzles. And of course, moving back to the more exploration topic, exploration in the form of hubs are coming back. Of course, they want to focus more on that. Now, what are hubs, you may ask? Okay, so hubs are one of my favorite things in interactive storytelling games. Okay, they're pretty much the open areas where you can go ahead and walk around and do whatever you want. Things like speak to your group, go ahead and, you know, talk to characters you want to, you know, talk to, and go ahead and interact with the environment. That is an important part to, you know, games that tell a story, because your environment is part of your story. knowing what happened around you could be a crucial part to understanding, you know, your danger or something like that. That is very, very great, because hubs are incredible, man. Go ahead and look at The Walking Dead Season 1, the St. John's Dairy scene, where you go ahead and walk around and, you know, speak to Larry and Lily and, you know, Kenny and Kaja. Things like that. That's incredible. It gives you more time to go ahead and take a breather, talk to your characters, and get to know them, learn more about them. And the story can't tell you everything, okay? So for the most part, in terms of just the quote-unquote cutscenes, they can't tell you everything about a character. Getting to know them on your own time gives you the option to go ahead and learn more about, you know, your characters around you and get to know them and understand them a lot more. Nothing but greatness can come from this, and I'm excited to see it actually return back and be awesome in the game as well. So Tales from the Borderlands kind of had my second favorite hubs. It had some pretty good hubs for the most part. After, you know, Tales from the Borderlands, they kind of just phased out the whole hub sections and made it a bit more streamlined, and kind of made them a bit linear in terms of just, you know, a one-way path that leads to no extra, you know, things and no characters to talk to. Hopefully they actually return in the best format they can actually be in. So moving on to the next set of, you know, gameplay features we have is the unscripted walker events. Now, we haven't really seen too much more of this from E3. Just a scene where you go ahead and aggro a walker, and then you can go ahead and take it out. You can kind of go ahead and back away from it, things like that. Unscripted, they say. We'll see about that. I think they actually will have some better things to show us eventually, or maybe in the game at least. So hopefully we see more of that. But unscripted walker events, from what they're saying that you can go ahead and aggro a walker on you and choose to attack it or not attack it. But you can also go ahead and ignore the walkers that you might not have to encounter. Very cool. Happens in most games. Pretty much wondering how big will it be. Will it just be a, hey, extra animation, go ahead and kill the walker, or will it actually affect the story? If you go ahead and leave one crucial walker alive, could it actually affect the story? You know, I doubt it, because it's like unscripted, but, you know, for the most part, it could just be a gameplay feature. And coming along with that is a system where your inventory will kinda matter, okay? You can go ahead and find extra weapons, and depending on what you have, you can use an axe to go ahead and take out a walker, or maybe even a screwdriver, or maybe even a small hatchet. So weapons could be a possibility to be affected in the story, depending on which one you have. But that's definitely really cool. The inventory should actually matter, because what you have in your inventory should be a reflection of what your character is toting with them. You know, if they have an axe, they should be, you know, more deadly maybe. And then if they have a little hatchet, it should be faster in terms of taking out a walker. So that's definitely really cool to see for the most part. You know, that's pretty much all I gathered from the gameplay changes. What I really want from Telltale is like harder QTEs. I do trip up every now and again, but, you know, for the most part, man, after playing Detroit Become Human, QTEs that are harder definitely makes for a more intense, you know, situation. So I would say that I want more intense QTE sections that, you know, really makes you feel like you're actually struggling for your life, and maybe even involve some environmental QTEs. You know, that could be an incredible thing to the series, and I hope that actually brings a lot to the table. So what do you guys want in terms of gameplay, and are you guys actually happy with these changes in the gameplay? Man, it's looking pretty great, to be honest. Looking definitely different compared to New Frontier in Season 1, so it should be a pretty interesting changes in the gameplay. So that's pretty much it from me. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys have enjoyed, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on the channel. Hopefully the Walking Dead final season will be great. It comes out in 2 months from now, which is pretty awesome for the most part. So thank you guys for watching once again, and I'll catch you guys next time on The Walking Dead.